would concern me if I was them. You know, they lose Batherson, and that's a big hole. But today I've got them 100% locked even going into the playoffs.
And
Now,
so is that at the top of the division or just making playoffs?
I've got in their division, I've got Florida, Tampa Bay, Ottawa, Toronto, Montreal, Detroit, Boston, Buffalo. But I'll tell you what, if Toronto can add a top 6 forward, they would move ahead of Ottawa in my rankings.
I'm enjoying this because Sam isn't.
Can without going into great detail here, do you see 4 and 4 out of the East, meaning 4 playoff teams out of Atlanta, 4 out of Metro, or can it be 5 and 3 here and possibly get Toronto and Ottawa in? And obviously Florida, Tampa Bay, and maybe Montreal.
Well, here's the interesting thing. The only teams in the Metro I've got ahead I've got Carolina, Washington, and New Jersey ahead of the Leafs. And then it goes Islanders, CBJ. I've got the Rangers. Like, everybody's talking about how good the Rangers are going to be. When I go player by player and compare them to other teams, I don't have them there. I've got them just above Philly and Pitt. I've got Pitt as the worst, Philly second worst, and the Rangers right there. I got Columbus ahead of the Rangers right now. We'll see if that changes, but right now, I mean, look, to me, it's a dogfight.
I love that you've got all these rankings. Should we just go through the divisions here? What you got? Edmonton on top of the Pacific?
I really only did the East because I knew all you guys would be concerned about Toronto.
Listen,
so I wanted to.
We'll get to the West.
And I do this in concert with a great friend of mine out west, Bob Strum, who you know, I'm sure.
Yep.
And he watched 18 games in preseason already, just watching players.
But why?
Former pro scout. So it's so much fun to go through the ratings with him and look at each team, as to where they really stand. So it's kind of a fun process. So, like I say, I've got Toronto and Ottawa battling it out. Montreal, I don't have Montreal where everybody else has them. I don't. I mean, we'll see there. By the way, they're desperate for a number 2 centerman behind Suzuki, right?
Okay.
Well, I'll tell you who. I was talking to a guy last night, and they tell me the kid that Montreal were supposed to take first overall, but ended up going to Seattle. A kid from Kingston. Do we know him? Shane Wright. People tell me he went to the minors and became a man, and they said, right today, they would take him ahead of the kid in Montreal.
Whoa!
That's what they're saying. They're telling me he is on second half of last year, and how he looks this year. They think he has a chance to be a big.
That's one hell of a training program.
So we will see. We will see as the season progresses who we like better. I could be wrong, but people are telling me this guy has a chance to be a big time number 2 centerman.
I love that he gave them the stare down when he didn't get drafted.
Okay, we'll hold you.
See where that
we'll definitely keep an eye on that storyline. As far as Sammy's Toronto Maple Leafs here and replacing Mitch Marner's points by committee, are you comfortable with Marcelli coming in and holding that spot, or maybe rotating with Max Domi? How do you see this thing playing out for Austin Matthews and Matthew Nyes?
Hey, I like Marcelli. I do.
All right, there's no R. We're not doing ours all year in Marcelli, guys.
Marcelli, I've got him as a 4 right now, which is an NHL regular. If he can move up to a 5, which is an NHL regular plus, can be a major difference for the Leafs. I think I like the way he makes plays. I think he's a really smart player. It'll be fun to watch how he develops. And like I said, they need a top 6 forward. If this kid can be right today, he's not for me. He's not a top 6. He's a third liner right now. If he can move into that top 6 and be comfortable there and produce there and be able to play with Matthews and Nyes, then the Leafs are a better team. So I like him. Hey, look, he's not Marner. Did anybody see, Sam, did you see the backhand saucer by Marner last night?
I was sleeping, Doug.
Yeah,
Doug, I was sleeping.
Yeah, it's past 10 p.m.
I don't watch preseason hockey. I don't even watch the Leafs game last night.
Oh, okay. I thought if you saw the Marner one, you'd use it as a
I
highlight.
think he's seen the highlight. We all saw the highlight. Pretty good pass.
I didn't even see that.
You didn't see it?
No, didn't.
All right.
It's not like a hockey show or anything.
Hey, Sam, don't watch it.
I
Don't
think
watch it with the
I think
press.
Eichel should have his stick ready for 50 of those passes there.
Oh, man.
Tough for him
It was
wait
pretty
for
to
a
watch.
contract. Did you guys just
Anyway,
find out
look,
the Marner's
it's,
good? Was that you guys learned that
it's
last
fun.
night?
It's fun to watch and see who's going to be good, bad. I mean, I'm really excited to watch the matchup between Kachuk in Ottawa and Matthews in Toronto. Who is the most valuable player to their team at season's end? That's the matchup I'm really excited to watch.
That'll be a good one.
Do you buy the pressure on Austin and the eyeballs now and the focus on him now that there's no Marner there?
Well, it's got to be on him. I mean, he's a superstar. You know, when you score the way he can score, 69 goals, was it? I mean, look, he's got to bounce back. He's not injured. He's 100% healthy, so I'm hearing, so I'm reading. If that's the case, yeah, the pressure should be squarely on him to produce. And it is, hey, it isn't all of them. It's on McDavid. It's on everybody. That's the top guy to produce. It's on Kachuk in Ottawa. It's on Matthew. Well, he's going to be out for a while. But, I mean, all the stars, you get paid the money, you pay the price. You know, you got to be the guy.
Petey in Vancouver?
Ooh, that's a tough one. How many Canadians are on their team this year?
I don't know, but I do love that game.
But I've got to be careful. I took some serious heat in Vancouver. People there don't like me anymore because I made that comment, so I got to back up. Well, they don't like me in a lot of places. Because this show is killing my
Popularity.
My popularity is dwindled because of the show. Jeez.
Let's before we move on from the Leafs entirely, they got a weird spot going on their goal right now. Joe Woll absent, and we're not exactly sure why. Who will wish him well. James Reimer claimed as on a PTO, not claimed, signed to a PTO today.
Yeah, let's really hope the Wall thing is short term and he's okay, and whatever is going on, you wish him well. I love the Leafs goaltending going into the season. I said the same thing about the other kid last year. He's never done it long term. He had a hell of a year last year. So, disappointing to get injured in the playoffs, but their goaltending is right there with the good teams in the league. So if they can get both of them going, Reimer's not the answer. Look, you love Reimer for the career he's had, but that's got to be a very, very short-term situation. And they've got to have great goaltending right out of the chute. You don't want to get behind. You don't want to get behind. We always say it. The first 20 games, if you're not in the playoffs, you're toast. 90% of the time, that's the case. So we'll see what happens.
All right.
By the way, I watched my old host, Jeff Merrick. He's wearing sunglasses now on the show. I've got the tints going, but they're not full on dark like Merrick. Is that a new thing with TV guys now, or what?
You should call him and ask him.
By the way,
Sam says Merrick was outside, Doug.
Just a correction. Berkey and he were on the other day. Just a simple correction. They talked about they were talking about wealthy owners and what it's like to deal with owners, and they asked what was the price Columbus and Minnesota paid for their expansion fee when they come in the NHL, and they said it was $200 million. Columbus and Minnesota paid $80 million for their franchises in the year 2000, not $200 million. And I looked the other day, I looked it up. Columbus are now worth a little over $1 billion.
And Kaprizov's going to get $80 million a year. So dollar figures have changed around the league.
Well, Leopold said we're not going to lose him. We're going to pay him. So I would have probably waited till the contract was almost done before I said that. But anyway, that happens.
Mac, do you see him turning down 16 but taking 18 million and everybody living happily ever after? Is that just As simple as that.
You know what? Are we moving in to the LeBron James era where LeBron goes to Cleveland, obviously plays in Cleveland, doesn't win in Cleveland, and finally moves on to Miami where he wins the championship. Then he goes to LA where he wins it's a little, it was a bubble championship, but he still won. And then he goes back to Cleveland and wins in Cleveland. I mean, are we in this thing now where if these superstars are going to say, I want to go where I've got a legitimate chance to win a cup? If you're going to have all that pressure on them, don't you go where you have the best chance to win? I hope he signs in Edmonton. I hope Kaprizov signs in Minnie, but they will be short-term deals in my opinion.
So we've gone this far and haven't talked about the Connor McDavid situation. Are you of the belief that he'll stay in Edmonton?
I don't know. I'm really surprised that it hasn't happened.
You're paid to know on this show.
Or at least pretend.
I think he does a short-term deal, but I don't think he ties up long-term. I think he's going to watch this. And look, Connor McDavid has got to win a Stanley Cup in his career. And, if he doesn't win a Stanley Cup, he's not going to be perceived as one of the greatest players in the history of the game. He's not. As simple as that, because a lot of it is now tied to winning. And, can he win? He'll make an observation if they're good enough to win. By the same token, Connor McDavid scored 7 goals last year in the playoffs. 7. That's not enough. If you're trying to lead your team to win a Stanley Cup, now he had a lot of assists, but 7 goals, he's got to do better than that. And he's obviously very capable of it. But I was surprised.
What is the bat signal for him to be comfortable to sign a short-term deal compared to July 1st? What is that? A new goalie? A better defenseman? Isaac Howard getting off to a great start? Like, what is it?
I don't know what it is, to be quite honest. It's a tough question because, when I listen to him, I don't know him, but I really admire him as a player and what he does, the way he plays the game. I don't know what it is. I think he wants to believe they're a big-time contender. That's what I think. That's what I think he wants to see, a big-time contender. And
they are already 2 Stanley Cup finals. That's been covered. Now, there's a big difference between teams that are competitive for the Stanley Cup and then actually winning it, but nobody knows what that difference is. Is it one player, 2 players, or is it all of them collectively just playing better?
You can go somewhere else and be in the same boat. I mean, you could